Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Here we are, beginning of another new week. I'm Lisa Carpenter, life and nutrition coach, and I'm here for my weekly Monday musings, so to speak. And today, I'm talking about how we can start feeling good now and loving ourselves now and not waiting until we lose the weight, which is what so many women think will happen. When they lose the weight, then they'll start to like themselves. Good morning, Roz. Good morning, Yvonne. Good to see you guys. I changed venues. I'm in the living room today. It's very quiet when everybody's out of the house. I love it. So, how do we do this? When we're in this negative headspace of not liking on our bodies very much and believing that everything will be better when we lose the weight. And most women believe this, and it keeps us in this perpetual state of not feeling good about ourselves. So I specifically want to talk about, hey Becky, I specifically want to talk about Mother's Day. So yesterday was Mother's Day. For many of the women that I work with were mothers. Hey Tara. And Mother's Day used to be a real hot button day for me. It was a day filled with high expectations that everybody was going to show me how much I meant to them, how much they love me, and how much I was needed in my life. And year after year, Mother's Day would roll around. They would not meet my expectations, and I would be downright angry and resentful at my family for not expressing enough about how important I was in their lives, until I started to realize that this was not my family's job to make me feel loved. It was my job to make myself feel loved, to make myself feel worthy, to make myself feel good enough. And as I started to do things that celebrated me, not just on Mother's Day, but on a day-to-day basis, that's when I started feeling better about myself. So the same is true about weight loss. If you can't start to step into loving and appreciating your body and making yourself feel good enough now, you're never going to love yourself just because you've lost weight. It's part of the process of weight loss is learning to love yourself, learning to like yourself, learning to appreciate yourself through the process. And it doesn't need to be complicated. It can start with simple things like expressing gratitude towards your body every single day. When was the last time you actually sat down and checked in with yourself and appreciated everything that your body does for you? From hugging your kids to being able to talk to your friends, to being outside in nature and seeing the beautiful view. This morning I was very grateful for my body for showing up and letting me move during my exercise class, which was a challenge this morning because I was very tired. So just that simple thing of taking a couple minutes every single day to express some gratitude towards your body, like really sit down, pen to paper, and think about one thing that you're grateful for. It can be, like I said, your eyes that are seeing, the sounds that you hear, the fact that you can hug the people you love. Self-care. Are you going to bed so that you actually feel your best? I know it sounds like a very small act, but it's a loving act. Like, we are more loving parents by putting our kids to bed and setting boundaries with them. That's how we show our kids love. But are you establishing boundaries in your own life? Are you saying yes to everybody and saying no to yourself? Are you doing things you don't really want to be doing, but not actually doing the things you do want to be doing? So yesterday, for instance, I had my whole family over for a morning brunch. My kids said it wasn't brunch because it was 9 a.m., but considering I usually eat at 6, to me brunch is 9 a.m. Anyways, after, my mom asked if she could take Jake, my little guy, over to the garden, and she asked if I wanted to come. And in the past, I would have said yes, because I knew my mom probably wanted to spend some more time with me as well. And I love her for that. And I want to spend time with my mom as well. But what I really wanted for me was just time in my chair with my book in the sun, which kind of eluded me. But that's what I really wanted. That's what I wanted to give myself. So I said yes to me and I said no to my mom. And it was hard and it was also easy at the same time because I know those small acts of giving myself permission to take care of me first on a day-to-day basis actually make me a better daughter and a better mother and a better wife. So look at the small things that you can do, the things that you haven't been doing for yourself that you can bring back into your world. Are you scheduling time for play? Do you have downtime? Are you giving yourself relaxing time? Are you a mom taxi all the time? Are you putting healthy food in the house? Because for me, everything that I teach, the food that you eat is an act of self-care. It's an act of self-love. If you're stuffing your body full of crappy food that's going to make you feel crappy, that's not loving yourself. You wouldn't do that to your kids, so why would you do it to yourself? Another little exercise is starting to pay attention to what you're telling yourself on a day-to-day basis. So what are the stories in your head? How many times are you talking negatively about yourself? And do you even pay attention, catch yourself and say, no, not today? So I am just like the rest of you. I can be incredibly hard on myself. But the difference is when I'm being hard on myself, I can stop myself and say, you know what, not today. Not today. I can't go down that path of beating myself up at every turn. And the truth is, beating ourselves up doesn't move us forward. It doesn't make us feel better. It keeps us stuck in that place of being a victim, not having any control over our lives. And we get what we focus on. So if we're focusing on the negative, or if we're feeding the negative all the time, if we're making that okay, we'll get more of that. I don't want more of that. I don't want more of that. So when you can start to integrate some of these practices on a day-to-day basis, you can still work on losing weight. Yes, you still have to take the action. You have to make your food. You've got to eat your food. You have to focus on what it is you want. You have to know why you want it. There's so many different layers to it. But the biggest part of losing weight is the mindset that you bring to the table through the process of losing weight. And that's where self-care, self-love, and making sure that losing weight is a loving practice and not a practice of beating yourself up to try and get there so that you'll feel better. And I think that this is why weight loss has gotten such a bad rap, because it's so grounded in we try and lose weight because we don't feel like we're good enough yet. But when we lose weight, we will. And I actually think that losing weight can be a very big act of self-love, because your body deserves to feel its best. It deserves to feel energetic. It deserves to not be filled with aches and pains. I want you to get up and feel amazing in your clothes and do all the things that life has to offer without any limitations. And if your weight is holding you back from doing that, then you're not being loving to yourself. It doesn't mean your weight is wrong. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It means you can lose weight and practice self-love in the process, because many of you are hanging on to extra weight because it's a symptom of you not loving yourself. Okay, so it's never really about the weight. The weight is a symptom of the deeper things that are going on. And this is why, people talk about, nutrition is 80% of the equation of losing weight. But the truth is, exercise and nutrition is a very small portion of losing weight. And your mindset, how you think and feel about yourself, that is what's going to determine you losing weight and keeping it off and creating a lifestyle that you really love for yourself. So that's kind of there's my Monday morning rant in a nutshell. If you don't have a self-love practice in place, and I know that can sound like pie in the sky, again, it doesn't need to be this big dramatic thing. It simply is a practice of saying, I am responsible for how I feel about myself. And what things am I going to start to do on a daily basis to make sure that I am feeling good about myself, that I am taking care of myself, that I am putting myself first. Doesn't mean stomping on all the other people in your life. It simply means that you are willing to show up for you first so that you can show up for everybody else in a much bigger and better way. All right? So have a fantastic Monday. If there's anything you guys want to hear me talk about, please put it in the comments below. I'm happy to work it into my schedule because every week I want to bring you guys valuable content that's going to move you forward, that's going to help you live a better life, that's going to help you feel good in your body. And not just good in your body, good in your soul. I want to really help connect you to your soul. So just pop it in the comments, send me a personal message, reach out, whatever you need, so that these Monday morning kind of musings of mine, you can take them and go into the week with a new focus, grounded in how you need to take better care of you so that we can all feel better. Because the thing that I know about women is when we start to expand, when we start to feel amazing about who we are and the skin that we're in, we create colossal change in the world. We have an impact like nobody else. And the world needs us to keep showing up in a bigger way. And hiding behind our weight, hiding behind victim status, hiding behind not taking care of ourselves and waiting for everybody else to tell us we're awesome means that we are shrinking from doing whatever it is we're on this planet to do, whether it's being an amazing mom or an amazing CEO. Start to show up in a bigger way for yourself this week. Take care of you. Go on there, lose weight, do your thing, don't make it wrong. But for all things holy, please learn to love yourself through the process. It's not optional, it's mandatory. And it'll make the weight loss process a whole lot easier. So if this was helpful for you guys, be sure to share it out because I'm sure that somebody out there needs to hear this message, and my work grows when you guys share what I do. So thank you so much for all of you for tuning in. I appreciate those of you who are able to show up live every Monday. I look forward to doing more of these. I'm feeling much more grounded and calm in who I am, especially after taking my week's holidays and working on really slowing down my own schedule, because I tend to be a caretaker too, so I tend to give a lot, which I love, and I also need to make sure that I'm taking care of myself. So that means slowing down a little bit of my hours. So every time I come on and do a live stream, it's because there's a lesson in there for me as well. I always say that I'm in the trenches with you guys. I am not one of these coaches who hasn't done her own work. I'm doing the work with you. My work might look differently because I'm not needing to lose weight per se, but it's the same work. It's the same work on becoming enough, feeling good about myself, being my best in the world. Okay, so I'm in the trenches with you guys. So have a fantastic Monday, wherever you are in the world. So much love for you for joining me live, and I will see you guys all next week, 11 o'clock-ish. 11 o'clock-ish. So I'll see you next Monday, and thanks for joining me. Have a great day, guys. Bye.